welcome back, and welcome back. Today we are going to be making my chicken piccata. That's about 1.5 cups of flour. That's 3 chicken breasts that I cut in half horizontally. We're going to use those lemons. I may only use 2. We're going to only need about 1.5 cans of the chicken broth. That is a onion. That's half of an onion, which turns out to be about 1 cup of yellow. We're going to use garlic, capers, Mrs. Dash, garlic salt, granulated onion, black pepper, of course, olive oil. And we're going to use a whole stick and then maybe 2 tablespoons, okay? So here's your whole shot of everything we're going to need to make this chicken piccata. The only thing you don't see is my parsley. All right, so let's get cooking. All right, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to season this on both sides, okay? That is the onion powder or onion salt, whichever you have. We're going to go in with some of that garlic salt. We're going to use some of this Mrs. Dash. And if you want to, all you need to add is salt and pepper. Season to your liking, to your family's taste, okay? And then we're going to go in with a little bit of that pepper. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to season both sides. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is season it off camera. But I am going to show you my next step. Hold on. Okay, so I've already got this pan heating up. So I'm going to go in with a couple of tablespoons of this extra virgin olive oil. Just a little bit of olive oil. And I'm also going to put in there a little bit of butter. Got my knife. So I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of butter with that. Let that go ahead and start melting up. And as you can see, I always have my pan waiting on me instead of me waiting on it. So I'm going to go ahead and melt that up. And while that's melting up, I'm going to go ahead and season this other side. And by then, we should be about ready to go to the next step. I'll be right back. Now I've got that still melting. Got the other side seasoned. I'm going with some garlic salt into the flour. You always want to season your dredgings, okay? I'm going to go in with a little bit of that onion salt. And we're going to also go in with some of that Mrs. Dash. And then we're going to hit it with some of this black pepper. Okay? We're going to mix that up. I guess I went too fast because it's still not melted. Okay, give me 1 second. This should be melted in about another minute. And we're going to go ahead and start dredging. Okay? I'll be right back. We got our dredging ready to go. So we're just going to put 1 in there. Maybe 2 in there. And don't crowd your pan when you put these in there, okay? Don't crowd your pan. Because we want to get these a little brown on both sides. So we need them to cook for about 2, 3, maybe even 4 minutes depending on your stove. Okay? But they need about 3 to 4 minutes. Both sides. And then we're just going to put these in. Hold on, I'll give you that angle. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is shake that flour off. Put it pretty side down. And get it right on in there. 2 to 3 minutes over medium heat, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. 2 to 3 minutes. 3 to 4, whichever it takes. You want to get it a good little brown on there. It doesn't take long, and it will be cooking a little bit longer, okay? And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give it 4 minutes on each side just to be safe, okay? And I'll be back. All right, this is what 4 minutes looks like for me. All right, I'm going to give it 4 minutes on this side. I'm going to take it out and put in the other 3 and do 4 minutes on each side with them. All right, so I'm going to do that and I'll be back. Okay, you see those drippings? We're going to go ahead and get that onion in there. We're going to saute this onion up. We're going to give it about a minute. And if you don't have very many drippings in there, add a tablespoon or 2 of butter. You can even add a pinch more of that olive oil, okay? And get all those drippings up. We're getting ready to make some beautifulness, and all the action is finna happen now. All right? So we're going to let this go for a minute. See how that just all came all up? Oh, yeah. We're going to let that go for a minute, and then I'll be right back. I just went ahead and added a tablespoon and a half of butter in here because I want just a little bit more liquid on that, okay? So that was a tablespoon and a half that I just added in butter, okay? I'm going to let it go for another 30 seconds, and then we're going to build. I'll be right back. All right, you see those onions are looking yummy. Now we're going to go in with some garlic, and I am definitely with the garlic club. So all you need is about a good tablespoon, but because I'm me, I got to have a little bit more. All right, so we're going to let this go for another minute. We're building flavors, you guys. We are building, So we're going to let this go for a minute. All right, and I'll be back. Okay, it's been a minute on this, and I'm going to go ahead and go in with those 2 cans of chicken broth. And we're going to let this go for about 5 minutes, okay? We're going to let it go for about 5 minutes. I'm just going to give it a little juice. Get everything mixed in. 5 minutes. I'll be back. What I'm going to go ahead and do at this point is get the zest of one of those lemons on in here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and get the zest of one whole lemon in here, okay? And you see my little hydroplane. Get it in there how you have to if you don't have one. And then once I do this, I'm going to get the juice of one of those, of this lemon right on in there, okay? So that's what I'm doing. I'll be right back. Okay, now that I got that zest in there, I've got that lemon in there, the juice. Now what I'm going to go ahead and put in at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put those capers in. Now, when you put these in, make sure you go ahead and drain them. We don't want that juice. I mean, unless you do. If you do, that's fine. It's your party. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and juice that on in there. And then I'm going to put that chicken back in. You can add a little butter if you want to at this time. Add a little salt, little pepper. Add anything you want. Again, like I always tell you, your party, do what you want to do. All right. Get all those pieces back in there. We're going to let this simmer on a medium low for about 10 minutes. Put all those juices that was on that plate in there. Don't want to miss out on any of that goodness. Okay? And I'm going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes. I'll be right back. Chicken piccata, anybody? Would anybody like some? I decided to let it stand all by itself. You can absolutely put this with any kind of pasta noodles, rice, mashed potatoes, whatever you want. Your kitchen, your rules. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? And see, look at the little sauce. Let me turn her around so you can get a better look at that sauce on the side there. Look at that. Yes, and if your sauce doesn't come out thick enough for you, all you have to do is add that little cornstarch slurry. It'll be just fine. Things made easy with Gigi. I'm telling you guys, doesn't that look delicious? All day, every day. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. And know that Gigi will absolutely see you next time. Let me give you a close-up. Let her have her close-up. See your capers in there? Lemon. Oh my goodness. I've told you a million times, citrus takes a dish to a whole nother level. All right. See you next time, you guys. Bye-bye.
Are you ready for phase 1?